mobility, the movement of your body. It helps prevent injury and keep your body in motion. So this is a routine that I do before every workout. So it is 8 a.m. I'm tired, so I'm actually going to be starting on the ground today. But I just created a figure 4 with my leg on top of that knee, and I'm driving that knee down to the ground, and I'm bringing it right back to the center. So I do everything in 10s. That way I don't really have to think about it. I just know everything's 10 reps. So my knee is going to touch the ground, and I'm going to bring it right back to the center 10 times. So the whole point of this is to really kind of warm up my hips, warm up that lower back. The whole time I'm trying to keep my shoulder blades on the ground as best as possible. Once I hit 10 reps, I'm going to keep that figure 4, but I'm going to rotate to the opposite side now. So same figure 4, but that foot is going all the way down to the ground, and then I bring it back to the center. So I'm going to hit that 10 times. Once I get to 10 reps, now I do the other side. So my other leg goes on top of that knee, and then I'm going to start on the opposite side. So I'm dropping that foot down all the way down to the ground, and then bringing it right back to the center. And again, the whole time my shoulder blades are staying on the ground as best as possible for 10 reps. After those 10 reps, that's when I go to the other side where my knee is driving into that ground, and then I come back to the center. Next up, I'm just going to do some simple glute bridges. So this is not a glute workout. Again, this is just mobility. So I'm not trying to make my glute burn. So I'm not trying to really even break a sweat. I'm just moving through these motions to warm up my body either for a workout or for just the start of my day. So I'm pressing through my heels. I'm bringing my hips up. I am squeezing my glutes at the top. But then as I bring my hips down, I'm rolling my back kind of vertebrae by vertebrae down. So I'm not just coming straight down, but my lower back is slowly pressing into the ground, and then I lift it back up. And again, everything is 10 reps. That way I'm not trying to add on anything. It's just simple that way. 10 reps of glute bridges, and then I move on to the next thing. Another movement for my lower back, I'm going to bring both of my feet up to the sky. They're going to stay connected as my feet sweep side to side. And same thing, you want to keep those shoulder blades as best as you can planted on that mat. And then so I'm sweeping from right to left is 1 rep, so I'm going to go all the way to 10 on those. I'm waking up my feet by just flexing and pointing. You're going to flex as hard as you can, stretching out those calves and those arches, and then I'm pointing as hard as I can. So 10 reps of those, and then I'm going to go into circles. So I'm going to circle it around for 10 reps and circle it inside for 10 reps. I'm going to bring both knees into my chest, and I'm just going to rock side to side. So as I sweep right to left, that's 1 rep. I'm going to go all the way to 10. From here, I'm going to stretch out. I'm going to have both legs flat on the ground, and one at a time, I'm going to just lifting my leg up just so I can feel a slight stretch in that hamstring and then bring it right back down. So keep in mind, I am just waking up. So if you're doing this early morning or even before a workout when your body is still cold, you never really want to hold a stretch. You always want to keep it in motion. So once I get 10, I'm going to bring that same leg I was working with all the way across till it hits the mat and then bring it back to the center. 10 reps of these. Now we're going to switch off to the other side. So same thing. I like to have my foot flexed on this one just because I can feel a better stretch in my hamstring, but whether you want it pointed, flex, or just relaxed, it doesn't matter. It's kind of just whatever feels right to your body and feels good to you. But I'm going to do 10 reps of these, and then again, that leg is going to come across my body and then back to the center for another 10 reps. I'm going to flip my body kind of into a fetal position here, put my hands together, and then I'm going to wrap the arm all the way around, creating a big giant circle. If you can, like right here, I'm pretty stiff right now, so I'm barely able to touch the ground, but if you can, you kind of want to drag your fingers along the ground as you bring it all the way around your head, and then right back to your other arm. So I'm going to do 10 big wide circles here. After those circles, I'm just opening up my chest. My arm is going to tap the ground, trying to get that other shoulder blade to hit the ground while keeping my feet still bent and in that fetal position, and then I bring it right back to the other arm. We're going to flip it over here to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm starting out with those big circles. 10 big circles, and then I'm going to open and close for 10. From here, I'm going to turn it around, go into a quick child's pose to just stretch out my back. And then right here, I'm opening up my hips. So I'm going to have my knees wide. I'm on my elbows, and I'm sitting my butt down to my heels and then bringing it back up a couple inches. 10 reps going back and forth. I'm going to bring my knees together so they're about shoulder width apart. My arms are in line with my shoulders. All I'm doing here is just kind of dropping my shoulders down, kind of sinking in, and then pressing up. The whole time I'm also keeping my core tight and engaged. So I got 10 reps here. I'm going to go into a cat-cow. So I'm going to take a deep inhale in while curving my lower back and bringing my chest up. Then a deep exhale as I arch my spine and bring my head and pelvis in like a cat. I'm going to keep my arms shoulder width apart, but one arm is going to reach all the way across my body, and then I'm going to open up that chest, looking up to my hand. So my eyes are following my hand the whole time as I go all the way down and then all the way back up 10 times. We do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to dip it down and then open that chest. My eyes follow that hand. 10 reps. Going into that downward dog, I'm going to come up on my toes. I'm going to press my heels to the ground, and then I'm going to come into a high plank. So I'm just going to kind of rock back and forth. So as I press all my weight into those heels, the goal is to get my arms right in line with those shoulders and then come into that high plank. So I'm going to do that 10 times. I'm going to walk my hands all the way to my feet after those 10 reps. And vertebrae by vertebrae, I'm going to roll up, my head being the last thing to come up. And then from here, I'm just going to do a simple side stretch. So I'm going to reach my arms all the way up. And then one side, I'm going to keep my arm in line with my ear, but I'm tilting my whole body to that side for 10 reps. Same thing, I'm reaching my arm all the way across, up and out. Bringing it back to the center, I'm just twisting and rotating my upper body. So my feet stay pointing forward, and I'm just rotating side to side. I'm going to reach those arms up again and keep my arms in line with my ears as I go into a flat back. Very similar to like what we would do in the gym as a good morning, with your knees very slightly bent and you're pushing your hips back and you're literally just going into a flat back. So you want to not have your back arched, it's not rounded. You're keeping your core tight and you're keeping your back as flat as possible. I'm starting to warm up my neck now. On this one, I didn't really count. I just kind of went back and forth and did whatever kind of felt best. There was a few spots in my neck that felt kind of extra stressed or extra tense, so I actually took my hand and I kind of forced that stretch a little bit, not holding it too long, but just to get a little bit deeper stretch there. So I did it on both sides. Now I'm going to go into shoulder rolls, so I'm just rotating my shoulders back 10 times. And then we're going to do the same thing going forward with those shoulders. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger with big full circles. I'm going to hit the back first, 10 reps to the back, and then I'll do the front, 10 to the front. Last thing that I'm going to do is just some simple calf raises. I'm keeping my core tight and lifting through my heels, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my calves. I'm just doing 10 reps and then that's going to pretty much be it. There's so much more that we could do, so much more time. I could do more reps. There's a lot more exercises, just simple movements that I could put myself through. But this is already 20 minutes and this was just a perfect kind of start to my day before I do anything else.